Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here today, Desiree Savory with Jay Garrett. We are here to talk about technologies that we plan to use. We would like you to look at things that you're using, maybe you'll be sharing in the 2016 year. So that's the premise of today's blab. We're not going to go into details about all of these. We just want to make sure that we share some of those with you and give you an opportunity to investigate those. And we'll come back and I'm sure cover some of those in detail in the future. How are you doing, Jay?
I am mighty fine this morning. It's, a chilly 50 degrees in Austin, Texas. Just a blustery winter day.
Nice day. Awesome. So we have at least one person here that's new to Blab. I'm sure that their experience is going to be one where they're looking all over and thinking, okay, this kind of has a familiar look, but not a familiar look. I know that I feel like I probably am going to need a Blab pill one day because it really changed my paradigm of everything that I do, not only in technology, but in a learning environment. It's definitely steered me forward with communication, relationships, the way in which you communicate with people and integrating technologies together. And that's why we decided that we thought it would be a great opportunity for those in the real estate industry to look at it. I think that one big word, change, is the big elephant in the room for a lot of people. I'd like to try to change that word from change into progress or just, transforming with what's happening, and use that as an opportunity to see this not as something that's in your way, but something that you can embrace. So, even if you just try it one time and experience it and say, okay, this is not something for me, okay. But the fact that you're here, I think, is great. So thank you for joining us to experience Blab. If you have questions, you can use the bottom right-hand corner and use a slash with a Q. You'll see a lot of help when you put the slash in, and it'll give you some input as to how to use the functionalities within Blab. Anything you want to add to that, Jay?
No, I agree completely. Thank JP for joining us today. And Blab's a tool. I don't want some people have really gotten on this kick that Blab is just for chatting, or it can't be used in the real estate industry, or it can't be used in business, or it's only used for social media gurus. And the reality is what we're going to talk about today kind of spawned from a discussion that Desiree and I had with two of our good friends, Marky and Carrie, up in Chicago, as we were talking about real estate and just chatting about how we're doing real estate in different areas of the country, and what digital tools are, how we could use Blab, how we could use Periscope. And then that sparked the whole idea. Desiree was like, oh, well, do you use this? And then I was like, well, hey, what about this? And so what we've discovered is it's like or in the last several weeks for us, it has been like a sounding board. It's been a brainstorming opportunity for each of us to edify each other. And when I can find something, like I think when I came on, I actually was the one that was the most familiar with Blab. And so I taught Carrie and Desi and Marky a bunch of things that they didn't know. And it wasn't about, trying to scare anybody off. What it was like, hey, you need to know all these. I've spent hours learning this. Now you know it, and you don't have to spend the hours researching. So we can build on each other's education. And that's been the exciting thing for me. And we've got a list of tools that we're going to talk about, and we're probably not going to get to all of them today. But we just knew that it was important to get this material out there. It's important to start the community and help this community grow in the real estate industry. Desi and I both think that there is definitely a way for Blab to impact your real estate practice and your small business practice, no matter what you're doing. So that's what inspired us to get together today. And Desiree, I'm glad I know you've had a busy week, and I appreciate you pushing through and doing this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm totally committed to sharing information with small businesses, realtors, those that are aspiring to get into the business of growing a business that they're interested in. So this is going to be a platform where we're going to be able to share information, and I'm hoping that others will follow suit with that. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have a list of things here. We would definitely want to make sure to respect your time. So we're going to talk about some of the things here that are, I use my experiences with them. Just give you and you can come back and listen to this later, by the way, just to let you know, there is in Blab the opportunity for you to use it by repurposing your blog. So you can embed these on your blogs. You can take the link, you can share it. We'd like you to go ahead and tweet it out. So during this blab, as we're here, please.
Right over here, the tweet button and the post button. You can tweet an announcement. Thank you, Richard, for tweeting it out. You can post it to your Facebook page. That's all you do is just push the button, and it'll pop up another window. If you're logged in with Twitter, it'll post a tweet, and if you're logged into Facebook, it will post your Facebook. So one of the functions, the next button over, allows us to embed this video. And I actually, probably some point, I'm going to check, because I did post it to Facebook. I haven't tried this function yet, and see if it's going to be live over on my Facebook page. I'm not sure that function works yet.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I know that when you embed the blab on your blogs, you can actually drive your audience to your website to watch your blabs. So it's taking them outside of the controls of Blab. But in that instance, though, let me ask you this, Jay. They can't communicate with you. They're watching.
Correct.
Right? So they're not interacting at that point. So even if they don't have a Twitter account, if they just want to watch, then they have an opportunity to just watch and be a part of the conversation from a viewing standpoint, but not actually interact with you. So now you have an opportunity to bring people in, advertise your business without making them feel as if they have to embrace a technology that they're not familiar with or they're not comfortable with. You don't have to push that edge too much, right? So, they're giving you 2 or even more opportunities to reach people using this technology. So that's a great thing. Social networking platforms are expanding into so many different ways. I don't even know if I consider this a social networking platform. I don't know what to call it, to be very honest with you. There's so many different facets to it. Being able to connect it with your Twitter account is very, very important. It lends itself to a huge domino effect. All of you know that Facebook is a big, over 1.3 billion people are on Facebook. But in the real estate industry or any small business, you want to be able to create your business pages. So if you're running business on your profile pages now, you want to make sure to use the business page component on Facebook to start your business and start curating your friends and your family and those that you want to target on the business page so that you can start building your business with Facebook. And Instagram is connected in Facebook now. So you're able to market to Instagram with Facebook. If you're not an Instagram user, you might want to consider doing that because you can increase the amount of hashtags that you're using with Instagram. And Jay, please, interject with me
yes, I will.
if there's anything that you need to bring up. I don't know much about how Periscope works along with it, but I know that it's a huge component in the small business industry, and it does help you to get that real-time effect going in regard to showing properties it has that. I learned from Jay, and also with conversation with Chinarut, who's on this blab today, that it allows you the two-way um, view. So you do have the opportunity, just like you would if you were taking pictures, to switch their camera around on Periscope. So that's also something else that you're able to use with Periscope. And of course, it's there available for your followers to go back and watch it again. LinkedIn, there's not a lot. I can't say enough about LinkedIn, to be honest with you. To me, that's my. I really protect my LinkedIn account to the point where I'm very careful about who I'm connecting with. I believe that having groups in LinkedIn is very, very important. Being able to connect with groups that are like-minded is an extremely important part of having your LinkedIn account. You want to try to use the slide share component of LinkedIn to show your strengths, share information. Google Docs integrates very well in LinkedIn, and blog on LinkedIn, using the blog feature in LinkedIn in your profile can really help a lot to give you a lot of exposure. Blogging, yes, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just wanted to add a couple things. If we run over anything in here, and you have any questions about it, you can always reach out to us on Twitter. Both Desiree and I, if you look, right here, this is our Twitter handle. It's also our Blab handle, but you can reach out to us on Twitter. It's the easiest way because Blab is integrated with Twitter. So, we'll get on the slide share, and so we'll answer these questions and yours as well, Chin. So go ahead and post questions over there, and y'all feel free, and they'll sit over here on the side, and we'll get to them in just a minute. But so Twitter is probably the easiest way because as we're sitting here, you can look at the screen and you can see what our handles are. Now in the replay, for those of you that are watching the replay, our handles don't show up. So we'll tell you, towards the end, what our handles are. It's kind of in fact, what we ought to probably do. Oh no, it'll be in our. Well, no, I guess it's Twitter. Yeah, we could put it in the title for you for a little while if we wanted to change the topic there, Desi.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that I want to say about Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms are going to do so much better for you, and you're going to see a lot more traction if you're using pictures or photographs or some kind of visual content instead of just writing something. So if you're finding that you're not getting much traction on any of those platforms and you're not communicating with your audience or they're not communicating back with you, then it's important that you use pictures on those. Chin and I are having a lot of success on Periscope. Periscope, for those of you that are not using it, you should look into it. We're going to encourage Desiree to look into it more. Periscope is an app for your phone. You can record like we're doing here on Blab, and it's a one-way broadcast. You're broadcasting content to your audience. Your audience can be connected through Twitter. They can be connected through the Periscope app. And what Chin and I like to do, and specifically in real estate, is to do walkthroughs, open houses. As a mortgage broker, what I like to do is I like to go with my realtor friends and walk through a house that they're listing, and basically interview them. And so my Periscopes oftentimes are highlights of my friends, not specifically about the home. Yes, we're talking about the home. And if somebody's watching the Periscope that day live or within, the next couple of days, they may be able to actually find a house that's their future home, and they may love it. However, it's not just about letting people know about the property. It's also letting people know about you, the realtor, whoever's recording. It works much better if you have, like Desiree works with her husband. She could have her husband walk with her, and Desiree could walk around, and it just shows the content in the house. It's just a more real, organic. You realize that it's truthful. It's like the attraction for the TV shows that are, real world TV shows.
Right. Right.
They're just, although those are edited, when you're doing a Periscope, there could be a script, but it's just unedited. So
right.
It's very, very exciting, a very useful tool, and we can talk more about it too. If you're in the real estate industry and you're not connected on LinkedIn, I encourage you to do so. The one thing that's most impressive to me about LinkedIn statistics is that the average income of a LinkedIn user is in excess of 6 figures. So you have an opportunity to reach buyers that are in a position that they can afford a home. And that's not the case on any of the other quote unquote social platforms. So LinkedIn is something that I think is very useful. A lot of people don't consider it a social platform. And so there's not a lot of Facebook and Twitter type noise going on LinkedIn. And where that makes a difference is your voice can be heard because it's not as noisy of a platform.
Exactly. Yep. So, and I like what Team Doral. Let's see. Let me make sure I have his name. Hopefully I have his name. Yeah. Hi, Richard. Richard said it correctly there. That if you're not on LinkedIn, oh well. You really need to be there. It's such an important component of your presence on the internet. Google picks that up so quickly. And the consistency, guys, of your name on the internet, being able to find you. We need to make sure that we've got that consistency going, that your marketing, you know exactly how you want to be presented. When clients ask me, for example, they'll say, well, how should I present myself on the internet? I'll say, well, let me ask you this. How do you answer the phone? So, their names might be one way listed on your driver's license, but they may be, and you might be registered, with like here in Texas, the Texas Real Estate Commission, under a specific name, but that's not necessarily the way you answer the phone. So you need to look at that from a marketing perspective, or how your team is identified, or however you decide is comfortable with you. Keep that consistency going. And you got to look forward, guys. I also have to look at where you think you might be, or if you're not sure where you're going to be in 20 years. All of those things go along with how you name your pages. And let me just say one thing about LinkedIn too. LinkedIn doesn't customize your URL. And so you need to go into your profile underneath your picture and change the URL and customize that. To make sure that it has the name that you want, preferably as close to your name as possible, in my opinion, so that it's not what the generated computer name is. All right, so that you can be using that as part of your social presence, even on flyers and so forth. So with the WordPress blog,
before we move there. Why don't we go ahead and look at Richard's question there in the box?
Yes.
Because it's regarding LinkedIn.
So I think he was asking
the slide share.
Yes, a slide share is an integrated part of LinkedIn. Yes. You can use SlideShare, which is huge, as part of LinkedIn. It's an integrated component of LinkedIn. I think SlideShare actually is owned by LinkedIn owns SlideShare. So yes, you definitely want to look at that as part of what you're doing. And so let's say, for example, you have a presentation that you want to share with everyone. That's part of your group and who you're connected to on LinkedIn. Go ahead and create an account with SlideShare and you can set different levels of accessibility for those documents that you want people to see. So definitely use SlideShare. It's a huge opportunity for you to get some recognition in your craft.
Yes, absolutely. So do you create slide shares, Desiree?
I do. I haven't had a lot of them lately that I've put out. One of the things that I do have on my list to do is to take some of the presentations that I have and break them down into small little bits and share some of that on SlideShare.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that. That's a great point right there, breaking down. A lot of people get frustrated and overwhelmed with the concept of having a presence on several different locations. And the reality is you want to meet your audience. If you're in the real estate business and you're looking for buyers or even looking for sellers, then you want to be on a platform where they are. And most people do not utilize multiple locations.
Yes.
And so it's important for you to at least consider where you want to go to your audience. And that's why I mentioned LinkedIn. The average income of a user in there is in the six-figure range. That doesn't mean that that's the only place you market, but you need to know a little bit about your audience.
Yes.
My children are both teenagers, and neither one of them have a Facebook account. They tell me all the time, Facebook's for old people. And so, but they are on Snapchat and Instagram. Those are the platforms they are. Now, I'm not trying to sell a house, or I'm not trying to do the financing for a 15-year-old or a 19-year-old. However, if I have a reason to contact them, that audience and that demographic, then I want to be on Snapchat and I want to be on Instagram.
Exactly.
A lot of people ask me this question and they say, well, I don't understand how a mortgage broker or an attorney, which I'm both, how are you selling your services on Instagram or Snapchat even? And I tell, my response is, I'm not necessarily selling my services. What I'm doing is selling me. And when people get to know me and they recognize that I'm, I've got knowledge and wisdom in an area that they don't, that I have some expertise that I can help them with, then that's what I'm selling. And whether it's a Snapchat story or it is, some pictures on Instagram of me and the kids, or maybe even of me and a realtor showing a house. It's showing my level of commitment to my friends and how I help them improve their business, and that's what I like to do.
The first thing that we do when we meet someone is they have to know that they can communicate with us. If they don't know that they can communicate with us, we have nothing to actually talk about, to connect with. It has nothing to do with the industry that we're in. It has nothing to do with what we're trying to sell. It has nothing to do with what point we're trying to get across. If they don't know that we have a sense of respect for each other first, then there's no mode of communication. That's the first thing we have to do, is to get that across. And this particular platform, being able to share information, which is what a realtor, a small business, has to enable trust first. And once they know that there's some commonalities outside of the business, then there's something to talk about, And I always talk about, with my clients, I'll say, okay, so what's the average? And somebody can help me with this too, because I don't know. I'm not a realtor. You guys tell me, what's the average turnover on a property, right? How long? If your objective, I would think, is to sell a property and go and have that buyer, come back and hire you again, refer you to someone else. You're trying to build your sphere of influence. 7 years. Great. Carrie! 7 years. So if that is the fact, within that 7-year period, how are you going to maintain a relationship with that individual? Are you going to talk about real estate all day? I don't think so. there's got to be something out there that you want to talk about, right? And so whatever's sustainable, I don't care if it's how to grow roses in Texas, there's got to be something that you know that you want to talk about. And that's where things like blogging comes in, you know, useful content, just like Carrie says. I'm so glad Carrie's here. So now we can, Carrie, can you jump on, or you're on your way to go to teaching? I think you're probably on the road right now, I think, right? You're on the road now? We were hoping that Carrie was going to be, oh, she's here early. So can you jump on with us? That would be wonderful if you could.
Yeah, if you'd like.
Yes, great. So, you know, we want to be able to have an opportunity to share information online. Hi, sweetheart. Hi.
Hi, I'm early. I drove in early, one, because I was afraid of the Chicago traffic. So then I thought I could jump in on this live blab.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
So this is where I am. I know it's hard to see it, but I'm at Remax Loyalty.
Oh,
so,
okay.
There you go.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So
Very
what are you doing today? What are you doing today?
I'm training on MLS products today.
Excellent, excellent. Well, what we're talking about right now is we're kind of talking about how a realtor will present themselves in a unique way. This is what I was talking about between the sale. So you got those agents out there that they actually was, okay, I'm done. I've sold you this property, right? We have nothing to talk about between now and the next 5 to 7 years, but we need to keep that going, right? Mm-hmm. And actually, you know, I love using products, or talking about products like Top Producer and Exact Contact and Contactual. I love all these products, but the thing about it is that they're not you. And yes, you can customize them, but what else can we do? Blab is one of those things where it brings people together and shows your authenticity. WordPress or a blog, being able to use a blog where you can go out and actually push content as soon as, you know, something impacts you and you want to push and share some information. And it's happening at that time. So it's not drip campaigns where it's, okay, this is going on in January, this is going on in March. Something that's happening at that time that's going to impact your sphere of influence. That's the type of information I think will sustain, I call it stickability, right? Mm-hmm. with your clients. So tell a story. Exactly. Tell a story. That's exactly what we're talking about. You know, I like that whole idea that Richard is saying there. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, and thank you for jumping in, Carrie. I certainly appreciate that. I forgot to tell everybody here at the beginning that if you go up here to the top in these bubbles, if you click on these people, that's all the audience members in the room. You can follow each other if you want on Blab. Also, for those, Carrie and Desiree and myself in the room here, you can click on the little person next to our name, and that will follow us on Blab. But if you actually click on our name, it will open up a little profile page, and then there'll be a Twitter bird. If you click on that Twitter bird, then that takes you directly to our Twitter page, and then you can then connect with us on Twitter. If you're connected, if you follow us on Blab, it does not mean you're following us on Twitter. But all three are available. There's some others in here that are available. So if you've got questions on anything that you hear today, please follow us on Twitter. Carrie's Twitter handle is Carrie Bay, Bey Little, Carrie Bay Little. My Twitter handle is MotoJT, MOTOJT, and Desiree's is Desiree Savory. It's DESIREE SAVORY. And that commercial break was brought to you by Jay Garrett.
And let me tell you, one of the reasons why we do spell it out for you is because this particular type of technology can be added as a podcast, and it's also recorded. And if you're in a situation where you're not able to actually watch, you can listen. So you always want to be open-minded to all these possibilities when you are in a blab. So when you're doing your own blab, just kind of think about all the ways people are attending blabs, and that will help you to understand how you can curate your blab and repurpose your blab. Now, social sharing sites. I'm looking at the time, so I want to make sure we don't lose out on some of these opportunities here to share. I call these social sharing sites, I could be totally wrong in the way in which I'm describing them, things like Houzz. Houzz is an amazing place. Oh my goodness, I love Houzz. The other one I have is Smore, Smore, and it allows you to create. Houzz is one where you go in and you can literally type in any type of design, and the pictures are amazing. You're able to connect with others within an email address and share information with them about images. They will have even prices and descriptions for you. You can actually join as a realtor and advertise yourself in Houzz. Other vendors are there, so it's a place where you can connect and give yourself an opportunity to be in another place of social networking, but focused on architecture and real estate and that type of thing. Anything you want to add to that, Carrie?
Yes.
Houzz?
For real estate agents, because we have to share content and we have to be careful about that content, I like houselogic.com /members, because you have to use your NERDS number as a realtor member, and they actually give you all of the content that you can use on blogs. You can repurpose it. You can share it to Twitter. You can schedule everything. So that's one of my favorites. I have it typed in, so you can just go to that website.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And it's only for real estate members. And the other great thing is if you were to just go to houselogic.com for agents that are just trying to figure out how to connect, I actually send a monthly mailer to my network, people that I've sold houses to, and I actually redirect them to social media and my blog. But if agents don't know what to post, like on Hootsuite, because they're scheduling it, they can get an RSS feed from houselogic.com, and they know it's safe because it's just real estate content, how to fix your kitchen, how to update a bathroom, all of it's already created. So that's 2 ways to give content, doesn't cost you anything. And then the one that's for members, they actually update it every single month, and it's great for holidays. And if you don't have time to blog, they've done it for you.
They've done it for you. No, Carrie, also, isn't there a place within the membership for realtors where when they log into realtor.org, they can find scripts? There's scripts in the back end that are in Word, so they can download those scripts, right? So realtors, if you're on this blab, just know that you can log into the back end, and there are scripts back there that will help you. Literally, it just goes straight onto your hard drive, and you can divide that up and just change it the way you want. To give you a head start. If you're new into the industry and you're kind of deadlocked in your head and not knowing where to start, the information is out there that you can use. You can definitely just copy and paste the information. Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. Yes, you can do that, Richard. So let's see. The other place that I wanted to talk about in here was Postlex. What do you think about Postlex, Carrie? I do talk about Postlex a bit for people who need another place to actually advertise their information and get it out there to another third party.
I don't really use that. So tell me how you use it.
Well, for me, when I talk to agents, especially those that have rental properties and so forth that they're trying to advertise and they want to get it on Craigslist, they take the HTML code because it looks so fantastic, and they post that into Craigslist.
And you know why I don't use it? Because our system, our multiple listing service, built that for us. So all we have, it's already done, and all I have to do is click, and then I go copy, cut, and paste.
Right.
So there are agents in our marketplace that use it.
Yeah.
But because it was built for us here in Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
I just go that route.
Right. Yeah. So it allows you to share through Postlex also on social networking. So that's another reason why I tell people about Postlex too. Now RPR, Realtors Property Resource, has built an integration for the Facebook pages on the reports.
Really, I'm going to look right now because I just logged in last night. So
yeah. So go to the reports on the when you go into the reports area on RPR. For those of you who are realtors, when you create your reports, you'll be able to go. I don't know what type of information you really want to put out on Facebook, but there's a plus sign next to the reports, and you can create your flyer. Once you create your flyer as an IDX flyer, IDX meaning Internet Data Exchange. Once you create your IDX flyer, there's a plus sign over there, and you'll see Facebook. And so that's going to allow you to now put it on your business page. That's where you really need to be putting it, is on your business page, and it'll create that image and allow you to advertise that and boost that, if you'd like to boost that that flyer on your page. And it's all IDX. Not hearing you.
Okay, because I muted myself because people are coming in. They're getting ready to come into the class. Here's my question. Is it a link? Is it a link with a click through, or is it just a static?
No, it actually opens up as a flyer. So when they click on it, it brings it up with all the details on the flyer itself. So it doesn't take them to a website, a separate website, but it's very detailed. It's still PDF. I mean,
okay, I'm going to look right now while you keep talking, and I'll tell you what I think about it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm going to mute myself again because people are coming.
Sure. Now let's talk about increasing. Anything you want to add to that, Jay, before I keep going?
Well, I just wanted to add, I mean, there's so much material that we're going to cover. And if those of you that want to hear more, we're actually going to start at least a semi-regular, if not a regular series. And we're going to go back into these in the future and talk about these in more detail, how we're using it. But we really wanted today to be an overview. And if we're talking a little bit about a description, that is something that piques your interest, then you can look into it. This is kind of like I was mentioning at the beginning. This is drinking from a fire hose. We're throwing a bunch of stuff out there. Some of these things I've never heard of today that we're talking about, and that you may be in the same boat. So if you hear something, we'll try to type it in so you know what we're talking about, what to look up. If you want to know more, feel free to ask us. But we're going to go into more details in the future. But we just wanted to give you a little taste of some of the tools that we're using, that we're going to be using in this next year in the different real estate practices. Absolutely. And how you can integrate them. So that's all I wanted to share.
So now so let's talk a little bit about this. I'd like you guys to make sure you don't forget that it's important that you have as much online presence as possible, and you can take advantage of some platforms right now for a free and or very small amount to increase it for the little bit of benefit that it will, for $12 a year or whatever it might cost. About.me is a wonderful website for you to create a site with. Branded.me is another website. That one collects with LinkedIn. Okay. And also another one I found called getmy.bio. Now, getmy.bio is fast. It creates itself real fast. That one actually integrates with Twitter.
I've never used that one. That's brand new to me.
It's really fast. Lead generation, it's very, very fast. So you want to try that. I'm trying to remember, Jay. I can't remember her name. I want to give her an opportunity to be recognized today, but she's not here. She's with Tubes, TWUBS, and she does quite a bit of blabs, but I cannot remember, unfortunately, forgive me, what her name is. TW, and I'll tell you, if you go to the website here, TWUBS is the website. This website will allow you to register your hashtag. Okay. Now, you need to, I apologize that I cannot remember her name. Maybe we'll be able to remember, but she's a wonderful, wonderful host on Blab.
I'll look it up before we go.
Thank you. And I started using Tubes or registered my hashtag when I met her here on Blab. And I would recommend that once you find your hashtag, make sure to register. There's the website. you want to go ahead and register your hashtag there. One of the beautiful things, by the way, guys, about live blabs is that you get your links here. You will not get them in the recording. So if you're looking at this in a recording, try to go to the live blabs as much as you can. But we are trying to make sure you get the website addresses as we're speaking through this. If you don't hear me say .com, it's because it is a .com. Okay. So Tubes is one, and the other one is hashtags.org. Hashtags.org. Okay. That's another website that's really, 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 really good. Now for email marketing, you have MailChimp and you have Constant Contact. Now don't look at email marketing as you would a CRM, a client relational management system. They're two different things. Okay. Now I laughed at myself because I remember talking with Chinarut, and Chinarut was telling me, well, some people call CRM something different. So I'm talking about it from the sense of managing your contacts and actually focusing on the vertical that you're in. Okay. In the real estate industry, there are different types of CRMs that focus in the real estate industry. But I'm not talking about CRMs right now. I'm talking about email marketing. It's a totally different animal. So the question I have here is, what does registering hashtags do for you? Oh, wow, that's huge. Let me kind of give you a little bit of idea. Well, let's say, for example, just think about if you had one word that would describe your business, and you could take that one word and spread it across different platforms. Then Google recognizes that as a word that you use. And all right, you take that one word and you use that one word, and somebody just puts that one word in Google. Well, what will happen is that one word is going to be searched through all your platforms, bring up the search results on all the platforms where you've used it. So for example, I use Pound Technology Coach on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, my blog, my website, everywhere. So when I type it in on Google, guess what happens? It goes out and it finds the results everywhere. So I don't have to worry about not having a stamp in all the platforms that I use. So that's what you want to do, is to make that hashtag. I've told realtors before, guys, if you think I'm kidding, try it. Get one big nasty piece of paper and just put your hashtag on it. That's all. Okay. There you go. Register your hashtags. And all you want to do is get that one big nasty piece of paper and put it on a window. And if you tell me if you don't see that people are going to start going to Twitter and checking it out, because people know what a hashtag is. You don't have to say anything. Just put out the hashtag. Just put out that hashtag. And that's all you have to do. Okay. Yes, Carrie, I think I really do need to do that.
Okay, so ASU alum was asking what Carrie was typing, so I just wanted to let you see that Carrie did put right over here, she's building a neighborhood report with RPR. So that's what she was looking up, ASU.
So, oh, wow. Very cool. So we do want you guys to look at that as an opportunity, because you can actually I use my hashtag in my email signature. So if somebody sees it, they know what it means. I don't have to worry about anything else in regard to that hashtag and how to explain it, because it explains itself. Okay. Social media marketing. I use Post Planner, which is $7 a month. Okay. I use Post Planner to do some posts on my own, and I use particular websites where I find information to send that out. And then there's another one called Back at You, okay, that you can look at as an opportunity. So if you want to look at things like that, Hootsuite, I'm starting to really love Hootsuite, okay. I really want to get more acquainted with Hootsuite. I'm finding it to be very helpful to me. IFTTT is an acronym. It means if this, then that. So it's kind of like you are doing a relay. So I have the baton and I'm going to run and I'm going to give it to Jay. So after I give it to Jay, Jay is going to give it to Carrie, because you've created an action plan for something to happen, right? So but there's a trigger that's allowing this to go to Jay. So for example, is like using a hashtag. So guys, just think about this. If I go to Instagram and I post a picture, not always do I want my pictures to go to Twitter. But if I put in my hashtag with the picture, it will go to Twitter. So that's what creates the connection between my Instagram account and Twitter is ifttt.com. And guess what? It's free. It's costing you nothing to do it. So I would look at that. And they have many of these, they call them recipes on ifttt.com that you can use in your business.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that I want to talk about was two things we were talking about finding people, and when you use a hashtag, people know exactly what that means. They know that is an important piece of information that you can search on Twitter, you can search on Instagram. The other thing that a lot of people are, I want to flip over and show you this real quick, that a lot of people have a hard time with is, you know, trying to meet people on, or trying to get them to follow them. And one of the things that I really like is this right here.
I love it.
I don't have to explain what that is. When you see that, you know what to do. See, Carrie grabs her phone. That's what happens.
Yeah.
I don't have to say, get your phone out, go to Snapchat, follow me by clicking on this image. No, you see this. It's just like any of those other, the codes you see. When you see that code, you know exactly what's going on and you know exactly what to do. So you get your phone out, you snap that. You want people to connect with you, and that's a great place. And then once they're connected to you there or via a hashtag, then they can find the rest of you. And the important thing for you to remember is, even though there's a lot of information we're talking about, you're trying to meet people where they're at. You don't want to try to drive them necessarily to another platform. And when Desi talks about posting your Instagram photos on Facebook or your Instagram photos on Twitter, one of the things that a lot of people have seen, you may be going through your Facebook or you may be going through Twitter, and you'll see somebody, they'll make a post and it'll have a link, and you've got to click that link to go over to Instagram to see one of their pictures. Well, that's fine, but statistics show that you lose over 75% of the people that are not going to click that link because they know it's going to take them to another platform. Well, you can utilize IFTTT to actually embed the photograph in Facebook or in Twitter. So as you're going through the Twitter feed, your picture stands out. And your picture, like I said earlier, is going to stand out more than just wording. And that's where you're going to catch people's eyes. Same thing on Facebook. What catches your eye? Pictures. Exactly. So you can post a picture on Instagram and use IFTTT recipe to post it out to other things. I get people all the time, at least once a week, that say, "Oh, I love your picture on Facebook." And I'm like, I haven't posted a picture to Facebook in 3 years. So I know that it was something that I posted to Instagram, because that's how all of my pictures get to Facebook. So I say all that so you'll understand kind of what this tool of IFTTT can do to help you. And if you want more information, obviously we'll share that with you.
Yeah,
but
Jay, I think that's going to be a wonderful blog for us to do, is on IFTTT, because it's such an underutilized tool. And also, to be honest with you, Jay, there's a lot of realtors that are not using hashtags and don't really understand the relevance of it. And also Twitter, they're not using it. I'm going to be actually putting together some more education on that, because it's such an important part of getting your name out there. Because we have to understand that our perception of these platforms really is not that important. It's how our consumers are using it that is important, right? our responses. I can tell you when I ask the question about Twitter to people, their responses are, I know what they're going to say because it's always the same canned response. And it's just a matter of them getting over that whole idea of thinking that it's a waste of time, just on their perception of it. And once they understand how important it is and how it can actually help them, not only in their personal lives, but in their business, then, we've hit some success, because the integration of it is it's not just as a standalone product, but from the integration of it, that the effect that it can have is just absolutely incredible. So
and if you notice in the comments, Carrie was saying she's muted because she's got a lot of people coming in, but she's still participating, and she puts right there in the comments she's using a recipe for Periscope. So when she goes live, not only is it going out to her Periscope followers that she's going live, but it's going live or it's notifying all of her Facebook followers.
Correct. Exactly.
So these kind of things are, where you're going to get people. And I know we're getting close to our time. We've got about maybe 10 minutes left in our hour that we were going to try to respect everybody. And we could stick around. We'll probably keep doing the recording a little while, but we're probably not going to cover everything we have. I've counted. We've got about 37 more bullet points that we'd like to cover, and I'm not sure we can do that in 7 to 10 minutes. But we will do this again, and we'll continue. But Desi, there was one, and I don't know if I was typing and not focused. ASU alum said, "I've never heard of Back At You. What is that? Is that something that you mentioned?"
Yeah, I did. So Back At You is a website that is for Facebook marketing, and it actually is focused for real estate. So backatyou.com is a website for realtors to go to if they're interested in looking at automated Facebook marketing. So they can use that as an opportunity to, if they're not able to handle it on their own, they want to get some assistance, they can use that. Now, I'd be happy to send out to anyone if they're interested in, and I can go ahead and add the link in here. If you get it to, there's one here, I can go ahead and copy this link and send it over right now. This is a list of websites that some of them have integration already of social media that you can use. This is just my website that I have here, and it's about creating your website, and it just kind of defines some of the things you want to do in your real estate industry when you're ready to get started with creating a website, because some website hosts will actually curate your posts for you on your Facebook business page. So you might not need to do that if you have not actually created a business website as of yet. You might have to wait. Yes.
Carrie's got a hard stop at noon here,
yes.
So she's going to jump off. So everybody, make sure you're following Carrie.
Yeah, make sure you're following Carrie, everyone. Thank you so much, Carrie. You're going to see Carrie more. Wait a minute.
She's going to come say something.
So give her a second here. Carrie is specializes in real estate and is big in technology, and we're going to be doing a lot more things with her. So she's making sure that she's spreading the information about this.
Okay, Desiree and Jay, yes. This is my group that I'm going to be talking to today. So I just wanted to share with them what Blab was. So everybody,
wonderful!
They're both in
Hi everyone,
and they train real estate.
Everybody, thank you.
So I was listening to them. So I'll tell them about Blab, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, see you later.
Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
We're just waiting on 2 more than no.
Excellent. That's a great way for them to find out about it.
Well, that's exactly how I found out about Blab. I was following a friend of mine who's a lawyer in Southern California. His name's Mitch Jackson. And I was following Mitch on Twitter, and he and I both ride dirt bikes. So not only were we both lawyers, but we both have a love of dirt bikes. Well, any lawyer that rides dirt bikes automatically has an in with me. I'm following that guy because, see, I've connected with him on a personal level. Not necessarily business. We've never practiced law together. We've never had a case together.
That's correct.
But he understands the legal field, and so I started following him. And, of course, then he, rides dirt bikes. I was like, this is my kind of guy. because I'm connected with him now personally. I've got something in common with him. Well, then I'm following him on Twitter, and then I follow him on Periscope, and then on Periscope he introduced me to Blab. And so that was, I don't know, 140 days ago. And I've been on several Blabs with him and learning from other people how to utilize this. You can have these conference calls. Carrie's in there having a meeting, and we've had some Blabs where we've gotten together with people, a whole group of 4 or 5 people in a room. So it's exciting what this platform can do. There are a lot of people that have moved their podcast over to Blab because of the strength of the platform, the audio quality. And then after we get done today, Desiree and I will each receive an email that will have an MP3 file of today's Blab. It'll have an MP4 of today's Blab, and it will also have the embed code so that we have that and we can share that. We can repurpose today's content that we're producing today. We can repurpose that across other platforms moving forward. And that's just, there's a lot of strength in that.
A lot of strength in it. As a matter of fact, part of this whole idea for me is to continue to increase my knowledge and my skill set in how to use Blab in a very effective way. And what Jay has also taught me, and also Chinarut has also taught me too, is how to look at things in a specific way, blocks. Like I've always looked at things in blocks, but also, okay, so we've got our time, and we're going to be ending this in a timely manner. One thing that I shared, and my husband's also listening to this too, is you can have a relationship with people and have a relaxed relationship with people, but also know that you can say, I respect your time. So that is also another thing that I try to do, is to remember, I know Jay, I know Chin, I know, everybody that I'm in contact with, but at the same time, just because Carrie's here and so forth doesn't mean I need to relax. I need to respect their time. So that's part of the reason why I'm trying to be more understanding. You too, Leanne. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. I know you too, Leanne.
Yeah, I didn't know she was Leanne. I kept calling her ASU. So.
I wasn't sure. So we want to make sure that we are always respectful of each other's time and not take that as an insult when we say, okay, we only have an hour or whatever, because there's a lot of people.
Uh-oh. We're back on the record, guys. So thank y'all for coming back. Those of you that popped out, some of us, both Desiree and I, got popped off at the same time there. And Blab is, still in beta. That when they push out updates, sometimes little things like that happen.
Do you want to change the name of it here, or you want to keep it?
No, I think it'll, because I hit reopen, so this should be a continuation of our other Blab.
Got it.
So it's, so I agree with Desiree. We wanted to respect everybody's time. We could go on. However, there's so much content. We've given you guys that are in here a lot. So we wanted to, bring these ideas. We've got, literally, I'm looking at this. In fact, this is another platform that I want. Let's leave them with this. Let's leave them with Slack. You need to go check out Slack. So what we've done is we've put all of our show notes today on a Slack channel, and it's just slack.com. And what you are able to do is it's a real, the best way to look at this, it's a multi-person kind of chat platform. Maybe it can really take the place of email as far as we're communicating real time on Slack right now. There is, when you look at slack.com, there's a tutorial. Their tutorial is really simple. It's about 2 minutes long, and it tells you how to use it. The thing that's really powerful is you can share links in there. You can share, I can grab a PDF off my computer here, and I can just drag the PDF over into Slack, and it shares it with Desiree. It's pretty strong. So go to slack.com and then look up their or do their tutorial.
So basically, guys, think about, if you are working in a team in the real estate industry, you can take Slack and use that as a way to collaborate within your team. So you could name the account, the team name, and then have everyone invited within that team. So you have a private thread of information within that team. And then you have what you call channels. So each one of the channels would be the address you're working on. So you'll be able to separate.
And it always
each one
keeps track of how far
address.
You've read. So you'll know each channel, each chat thread, how far you've read, and you don't have to go back and figure out, okay, well, where have I read? And 2 or 3 people on your team can be having a discussion without you being in there, and then you come onto the channel and you're like, oh, these are all the ones I haven't read yet. And you can say Desiree and Carrie, they were talking about this. Okay, now I'm back up to speed. And it's so much quicker and easier than doing the same thing in a group email. You will never do a group email with your team again once you start utilizing Slack.
Exactly. So, you can actually, the unique identifier on Slack is going to be your email address. So when you go in, if you needed to create another, I guess it would be a folder, Jay. Once you create that other folder, you'd be able to have a separate collaboration
they call them teams. They're
separate
teams.
your list, your groups, your pods.
Teams. On real estate, you could have, like you're in
separated.
Houston, you could have a Houston team, then you could have an outside Houston team or a Texas team or a Austin team. And then, whatever is included in that team, they could have then channels, say you have 3 properties that you're helping market in Katy, Texas. You can have a Katy team, and then you can have those 3 properties as 3 separate channels. Okay, there you go.
So I think we have a question. I wanted to make sure everybody knows how to make sure they ask a question there. If you look, you'll see there's a slash next to the question sign. And if you use that slash and then a Q, it'll actually, when you type in the slash, it'll give you a list of options to tell you which ones to use. So there's a Q. Then you ask your question, it'll pop the question up for you when you're on Blab. And there you go. Yes. So you use slash Q and then a space. So the first thing you'll do is put the slash the Q space and then ask your question, because what the slash Q is a trigger for Blab to know that it's a question, because it's a code. And so you put slash Q and then you put in your question, and then it will make it into a question. There we go. What does
that was
somebody also already asked
that just popped back up. Okay, guys. Well, we're at our hour, and we wanted to respect everybody's time. We may stay on a few minutes after the recording. For those of you that have watched the recording, we want to respect your time as well. We appreciate you coming in. We appreciate you, listening to us, having the questions that you asked today. We're going to be available. We're going to start doing these on a regular basis. Next week is Christmas, so we're not going to do one next week, but we will do these on a regular basis. So if you follow us on Twitter, if you follow us on Facebook, if you follow us here on Blab, you'll get notifications of when we're going to start these. And as I'm looking at our Slack channel, I see that we have enough content for about 6 months of shows right now. And so there's going to be some good stuff. We can definitely delve down in this. Desiree said at the beginning she wanted Chin and me to convert her to an active Periscope user. And you can see we only mentioned Periscope in about 3 sentences today. So I just want to thank you guys for tuning in on the replay for sure. We're getting ready to close that out. And again, my Twitter handle is MotoJT, MOTOJT. You can also find me at thelendinglawyer.com. That's thelendinglawyer.com. Desiree's Twitter handle is Desiree Savary. It's DESIREESAVORY. And Desiree, I know you put it in the comments over there, but you want to tell people your website if they can find you?
Yeah, it's the same. It's DesireeSavory.com, DESIREESAVORY. Or let me give you guys a little bit of a hint. I actually use my cell phone number as a website address too. So I put it in as a .com. I registered it so that it's easier to remember. 713-557-1531.com. So I use that as a website address. So when people call me on my cell phone, they don't know my website address. I try not to overdo it. I just said put .com in the end. So that's another way you can actually get some traction to your website, is to just have people use exactly what they've used to contact you as a website address.
Well, Desiree, thank you for joining us here today, and thank you for your time and putting all this content together. I happen to just be sitting in the left seat, but this was your idea, and I appreciate that I was able to join you. So thank you so much. Jay. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll go off the record, guys. Hopefully we'll see you guys that watch the replay all the way to the end. We'll see you on our next blab. Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks. Bye, Jay.
Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, yeah, you can find one. So it's cool. Mike, Bikini Pics. Yeah, so it's cool that that Josh is coming in there and he's going to show us the embed function of a slide share. The YouTube is kind of cool, but I think for like presentations and for really real estate,
right?
So here you go.
Oh, okay, so there was a hashtag there a while ago.
Yeah, so see, he's just running a slide share, and it can, so we could have a talk on, so startup's a temporary organization in a search, and then you can just move away. So see, then I can control this, and it changes for everybody. So all of us are hosts, so we can just go through the slide share just like this, just boom, 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 and then we can go forward and go back.
Oh my gosh! So the SlideShare integration literally is allowing us to have a presentation right there,
right here. Absolutely
incredible. I mean, can you imagine being able to spread your message that easily?
Oh yeah, so that this is one of the things, like we had those 57 different bullet points that we wanted to share. We had over here on our Slack channel.
Oh God, I can move back and forth just because I'm a host. I have control of it.
That's right. So we could have all these. We could make slides on each one of these deals, and we could have a complete slide share right here, utilizing this.
This is amazing. This is great. Yeah. This is great.
Yeah, it's cool stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So this is so I think of any of the tools that I've seen them add, kind of the video embed's pretty cool. Embedding the live blab onto your website is pretty cool. But this is something that I could see me using.
Exactly. You can use the images for a real estate agent. Just make your presentation, put your stats in there, create a slide share. You're ready to present. You posture yourself and get ready for that event. You're gonna use whatever resources that you use, whether it's email program, whatever you use to send that message out.
Google Docs as well.
Google Docs. Oh my gosh, your Google
Docs image link.
The integration.
Yes. So Mike makes a suggestion, about showing properties.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that for a realtor.
Yeah, so use it just like you would PowerPoint. It's same principle.
Yeah, you could take the images and stuff straight out of the MLS and plug them right in.
One of the things you can do is use Canva to create each panel, because it's going to be an image, and then put those into SlideShare, so it's one image. They do have really great templates in there that you can use for free.
Yeah, that's just another piece of technology right there that is very, very cool. So,
yeah, definitely.
That we can use. And Leanne, you came back. We're still here.
Yeah, we're stuck. We haven't found a blab pill yet.
Yeah, we're playing.
I think this is static, right? This is going to be a static. The question is, will this be a clickable hyperlinked image? No, I think these are just static. You're playing it just like you would.
Yeah, so we as hosts are able to move the share. Oh, okay, yeah, go ahead and show us the images. So we're able to click through on the slide share and let you know. You can see what slide we're on, but you can't control that as a guest. So only the host can.
Right.
So then Josh is going to go grab a static image and plug that in.
Oh, there you go.
So
you have the house.
Yeah, sell that house. Exactly.
There you go. So, the same way you would do any type of presentation when you're having a conversation with a seller, or you have a listing, you're going to go ahead and make your presentation using Blab to put that content out there. Your buyers are coming from anywhere. So using Blab as an opportunity to share that content is huge.
Yeah. And look at the quality. You're definitely going to get, you're definitely going to get the message across utilizing this and be able to say, hey, yeah, I want to go check that.
Exactly.
Oh, make it Blab headquarters. They have a very cool headquarters. Jed Record did a Blab from the Blab headquarters, and it's a neat deal. Yeah, hey Mike, you're gonna be at Periscope Summit, aren't you? You just maybe okay. Yeah, you'll just have to swing by, and if you go, we're gonna make a Blab. We'll have to make a Blab visit. That's cool, Josh. Thanks for coming in and showing that.
Thank you so much. We're so grateful. That is amazing.
Here he goes. Oh, look, there it is.
Yeah.
Go by and see him right there at 387 Tehama.
I love it.
They've converted an old warehouse. Into the Blab headquarters. So it's really, really cool when I've seen a tour of it. They've got a kitchen there, and the cafeteria just a kitchen. A chef.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Takes care of them.
That's great. They can just do what they do.
They decided early on that in order to really build this, they needed to be there all the time, and these guys live at the headquarters. So, and it's fun. It's fun watching the technology here. Elgin's is an amazing chef. That
is amazing. I love that culture, just to be able to be creative. You're just taking all the stuff out of your head. Wow, look at that.
There he is. Yep, that's the kitchen there. So
that is amazing.
But think about that. Just if you've got a company where you're able to, you want your people to be productive and you want them to be there, if you can arrange to have this kind of connection where you have a chef that's cooking, you have homemade meals.
Yes.
And you want to stay there. You want to stay at work.
Okay, so you came in a little bit after, sweetie, when we were looking at the what's coming to Blab. SlideShare is going to be integrated in here. Where
Leanne, can you see the picture? Are you on mobile? Can you not see the picture? If you can't see it,
I think she was gone when we had an opportunity for Josh to come on. So you might need to explain to her.
Well, I want to make sure she can see it when she's asking.
She can see the picture. She's on the mobile.
I can't see the picture. Oh, she
can't see the picture.
I can't see it on mobile.
Oh.
So, Josh, are you aware that she can't see that picture on mobile? Is it? Oh, you know what? Are you on the?
Not an iOS.
Yeah, I'm on an iPhone. Are you on the app? Or are you on the Chrome browser? Are you on the Blab app? The app. Okay, that's why. Yeah, this is still. Yeah, see, they're working on mobile. Oh, it should work, he says.
Oh, well, this is a good test.
Huh.
So she's on the phone, but it should show the same, right? It should have the same look if she's on the app.
Yeah, it's just blank. Make sure that you might have to refresh white space. You might want to make sure that your app is updated. Go to your app store and see if there's an update for your app. Of course,
Mike also says he sees a white screen or blank. They might just need to refresh it.
Well, that's interesting. Now we need to. This is quizzical. Josh said he'll check it out. I mean, we're seeing it. We're both on our.
I'm on my computer, so that's the difference.
So. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Great.
Well, see, so there, for those of you that have stuck with us through the second hour of our real estate technology, you're seeing, what's going on with Blab Beta. I mean, this stuff is cutting edge. It's cool, and we're testing it as we move along. So we're excited that Josh is in here and that we have this time to go look at it. So
right.
Yeah, it's still white. Okay, yeah, he's removed there's no picture in there. Now there's just two of us. It's just Desi and myself.
So let's recap on what occurred a while ago and what it is, what this technology is that is coming in. You have SlideShare, that is a technology that you can sign up for. All you've got to do is, go to slideshare.com and you can sign up for that product. It's actually been acquired by LinkedIn, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, but it seems as if it looks like SlideShare is now being pulled into Blab, where you can use both SlideShare and Google Apps as part of your presentation in one of these seats.
Yeah, you're going to be able to, as a host, and it's going to be, just any day. They're wanting to push it out. You're going to be able to embed a YouTube into one of the seats, a Google document, a static picture, any picture that's being hosted. I think probably any pic that's going to be on your PC or your computer. And then seems like there was one other thing. The SlideShare. I didn't say SlideShare.
Yeah, yes. Well, we just talked about SlideShare, yeah.
So you'll be able to embed these, and actually it will help with the presentation. I mean, we definitely see the utilization in the real estate world, but there's, opportunities for any kind of presentation on any level. So instead of just going over and using something like ManyCam that I'm using to share my screen with another screen, you're actually going to be able to control it and utilize it right here within the Blab platform, which is very cool. So the links you're talking about on one of the screens, yeah, absolutely. That's what we were thinking. If we could have the links on one of the screens, for sure, it would be cool. So it's very, very helpful. So that's kind of what we were just talking about. Josh is one of the team members at Blab, and he came in and showed us that kind of stuff, and we appreciate that. And we discovered that that those tools, or those tools, are going to be they want them rolled out already, so they're going to probably be hitting us just any day now.
So to get our handles for the replays is really easy. Here's what happens when you sign up for Blab. When you sign up for Blab, automatically Blab is going to ask you what your Twitter account is so that it will connect to Twitter. And it's going to adapt your username from Twitter to create your Blab website address. So it's going to be, for example, ASUALUM is your username. Then your Blab ID is going to be blab.in/your username with Twitter. And all you have to do is go there. Oh, so that's not what she meant. She says, what's my handle? My handle is...
And that, guys, is how we do a Blab with all that good content. So thank y'all all for sharing and coming in, and we hope to see you again soon and next time. Cheers.